Oh, there it is. R. Welcome, friends, and you are our friends, aren't you? Bet you might be. Today, we are doing another motherfucking live stream. Yes. It's true. It's damn true. Ha! I will plug in my microphone. That should help. How are you? I am fantastic. And whoa, the aspect ratio is fucking triple fucked. That is bananas, mate. Quick, googly moogly. What do we have here? Let's have a look, friends. Where are we? Rich Mitch uploads. And then social media. Thank you, Noah, for letting me put the live stream there. We'll see what everyone says. I can see that nobody has... Oh, Wally, how are you? I hope you are doing well and you are fantastic as well. What is up, Stefan? Wally is, fortunately, fantastic and doing really well. Hello, Franz, good boy. How are you? Sorry about the outrageous fucking state of the aspect ratio. Everything is... Well, I mean, the Mask Milano balls they're not ideal for aspect ratio fuckedness. This fuckery shall not stand. So, that's where we're at. How are you? I hope you will come in and you will like the stream. Possibly you will send a super chat. And you will also tell me your scent of the day. Let us know. I can't be there too long, but I really wanted to say hi. I miss all you guys. Hope you are all well. Oh, thanks. We hope you are well too. And we also miss you. Delith. I hope Franska Boy is having a nice time. Whatever he is doing. I still have his samples to start doing. I haven't actually recorded a video in quite a while. All the videos, the reviews I've been putting out, they've all been like pre-recorded like a while ago because my microphone's fucked and I've tried to replace it. And every time I try to fucking replace the fucking microphone, do you know what happens? The fucking seller cancels the fucking order. It's happened twice, 3 times. One guy who doesn't live fucking, 20 miles from me was like, oh, sorry, it's been lost by Royal Mail. I was like, no, it hasn't. You never even sent the country, man. What the fuck are you talking about? You're talking shit, mate. Fucking bullshit me. So what the fuck is going on fucking eBay with microphones? Rode Lavalier microphones? I don't know. But, everything is broken, my friends. Everything is fucking broken. I don't know how I broke the microphone, but I did break the microphone. Let's say hello to everyone. Excuse me whilst I cough in your ears. My dulcet coughs. Welcome, Wally. Welcome, Stefan. Welcome, Franz, good boy. Tranquilize. Delise. Blue Force. Jared. And Christina. Christina says, howdy, Duck, and everyone. Celebrated my birthday on the 22nd of March. Happy birthday. And became an aunt for the first time. On the 24th. The best gift ever. A baby. Are you very happy with the baby? Is the baby good? Is everything good? I hope so. I'm sure it is. Wally says, you sound loud and clear to me. Yes. I have got my microphone kind of patched together, but the little foamy number on the top is it's a little bit flighty. Let's put it like that. It's a little bit flighty, friends. It's been, well, it keeps popping off, and we can't have that. Western Oods is hi, Rich. Not been around for a while. Great to catch alive at last. What's that on the Prada? What's that Prada on the front row? It is, of course, Infusion Dom. I am selling a bottle. I've got a 50ml for sale if anybody would like to purchase it. I did list a couple of new things this week. I'm selling a Dolce & Gabbana Pour Homme. And no, yes, a Dolce & Gabbana Pour Homme, the Euro Italia version, a 125. And what's the other thing I'm selling? What is the other thing I've put up for sale? Oh, I put up a Narciso Rodriguez for him. So like I put up like a 50ml of that. And what happened? It got took down because there's been a recall on the old Narciso Rodriguez. It's illegal. You're not allowed to put it on eBay. They put a recall on the perfumes. Oh dear. Too much of that sweet, sweet Lilial lurking within, you know? So, So difficult to figure out how much you've got left in one of those. Great perfume, that. Great perfume. But today, I am wearing Hemingway by Mask Milano. The Mask Milano is fantastic. I was looking to try and find 100ml of this, but it's been difficult to come across. It's been very difficult to find. I know they used to do them, but I don't think they do anymore, which is sad, you know? It's very sad. It's, it is what it is. It is what it is. You're selling D&G? Yeah, but I've got backups, mate. I've got a backup to that backup, man. I've got two backups. So I've got me D&G, right? But I've got two backups, so I'm selling one of said backups. It's calm. Don't worry. People don't realize how many backups I've got of stuff. They're like, oh my God, I can't believe you're selling that. I'm like, I'm selling one of them. You know, I'm selling one of them. I clearly went too far on the old backup front. I've got two vintage bottles of fucking Koros I can't sell, man. People are wilding. People be wilding. Welcome, Duchamp. Very pleased with the baby. He is so tiny. He is named Kirkjohn. No, Kirkjohn. Gideon. He's definitely not named Kirkjohn. He's much better than Kirkjohn. How is swimming with the grannies? I went swimming on Thursday. I missed it on Tuesday. Bit of a palaver. I had a couple of doctor's appointments on Tuesday. In the first one, I went to ask the doctor if I could go to see the pain specialists. And the doctor said, nah, you don't need to see the pain specialist. Stay here with me. And I was like, okay. So he was like, take more of what you're already taking. I was like, yeah, that's not really what I was hoping for, but not to worry. So I didn't get to see the pain specialist. And then I went to see the rheumatology nurse on Tuesday afternoon thinking, I'm going to get myself a steroid injection and feel much better. And when I got there, the nurse said, no, you can't have a steroid injection of me because I'm not qualified to override this checklist, which you have breached. And I was like, oh no. So, to be fair to said nurse, and the nurse was called Ashton. The nurse was called Ashton. I was like, hey friends, Ash here, Ash there. You know? And it was a she, though. And to be fair, she rang me back the next morning and just said, I've been in touch with the consultant. She's going to see you next Thursday, and she's going to give you an injection. Not only that, she's going to give you some scans and a new medication. I said, you're wonderful. And I think she realised I was a little bit upset that I couldn't have my steroid injection, because I've been looking forward to it for about a year. Oh, well, probably more like 18 months, if I'm being honest. Because my latest medication that I received last year, friends, hasn't worked. It hasn't worked at all. And we now know that I do not respond to interleukin inhibitors. In fact, I need anti-TNF blockers. So that's where I'm at. Ixekizumab, you tried, but you failed. Better luck next time. The third pronunciation was correct, says Christina. Well, we got there in the end. Welcome, Germs. How are you? Did she review a Middle Eastern clone for you? She did try and sell me about 15 perfumes, yes. That's right. It was one of those things. Sucks to be in pain. I hope you get better. Well, it's more a case of getting used to it. I'm almost there. It's just when it becomes egregious that I kind of complain. You know, but like I say, I'm hoping for an injection in my buttock, my big cheek, the big cheeks, because that's where they stick you with it, friends. That's where they stick you with it. Depomedrone. I'm not a fan of Depomedrone the same way I was of Kenalog, but they've discontinued the old Kenalog. Why did they do that? Who knows? Who cares? Wankers. Anyway, what did I wear to go and see the nurse? Surely I wore something appropriate. That's outrageous. I don't know if the sound has changed a bit, but the foamy bit from the microphone has fell off, and that's bad. That's not what we want, friends. It's not ideal. There we go. I'll put you back on. I don't know how it launches itself, but it does. What did I wear on Chow's Day? I've been looking at something called Boifarine. I don't know if anybody's tried Boifarine. But there's a bottle on the Ebs. I think I will Roadster. Of course, that's quite appropriate. Roadster's nice. Oh, on Tuesday was a busy day. 2 doctor's appointments. I bottled going fucking swimming. I just couldn't be chewed, like, if I'm being honest. I was like, fucking hell, I've got 2 doctor's appointments. I can't be squeezing going swimming in there. Like, I'm just not asked. I was sore as well. I did go on Thursday, though. I'm not going to get to go swimming this week coming either, because both of my appointments come up right when I'm supposed to be swimming. So we'll leave that one out. What was I saying? I can't remember. Yeah. So on Tuesday, I'm going to see the arm specialist about the weird fucking pins and needles I've constantly got in my little finger and ring finger on both hands, which could be my neck. So they're a bit concerned about that. And then on Thursday, I'm going to see the rheumatologist so I can have a new medication prescribed and get stabbed in the buttock. Fantastic, and doing really well. I heard Richard's going to be a panelist at Scentfest San Francisco. I ain't going to San Francisco. You people can keep that shit. Fuck that. That's too far. They can come to me. They should do Scentfest Newcastle, and then I will be a panelist, and I'll tell them they're all shit. Oh, that's right. On Tuesday evening, I helped record the latest episode of Les Odorants. So you will hear my dulcet tones through my new microphone that I bought. Well, it's not really my new microphone because I can't insert it. I can't insert it into the the phone to record, to like do a live stream, you know. These are very casual live streams. I'm not one of these people who has like fucking hang-ups about production values, as you can probably tell if you've been around here for any length of time, or you're in fact here now, you know. All I want is like a road lit lavalier that's got like a wire attached. See, the fucking thing's trying to come off again, you know. I've got some Gorilla Glue. I've got some Gorilla Glue, and I thought maybe I could stick the thing down, but I thought better of it because there'd be glue everywhere, knowing me, and it would get into the mic itself, and that would be heck on. Anyway, I bought a new microphone, and that one just got cancelled straight up, and then I bought another one off the same person, and they said they sent it, and they ended up having to refund it after it was like a week late, and they were like, "Oh, sorry, Royal Mail seems to have lost it." And I was like, "Well, that's twice I've tried to buy one off of you, bellends." And then I bought one off someone else who still hasn't fucking like responded at all, like just nothing. I sent them a message being like, "Oh, hi, could you like let us know when you sent it out?" and that, and I'm just like dead silence. I'm like, "You're a fucking bastard, you like." Not a worry. Boiffarine wonderful. Madagascar La Bonvenue is pretty great, says Delise. Are we all going to Senfest in San Francisco? Well, some people might be, but not me, because I am too cool for such activities. Rich, can you make a review of Lou Bar Sinbad from your sample? What sample have I got of that? Have I got a sample of that? Who sent me that? Who did that? I mean, thanks, but I wasn't aware that I had a sample of it. Hello, Omar. How are you? Lots of butt insertion in Duck's future. Yes, the cheeks are going to take a pounding. This must be what Galen was like to be Galen. Yes. Getting my cheeks clapped. Good morning, Shannon Murray. How are you? Nola McKenna. They can literally keep all of that shit. Scent of the day, Trouble Fait by Givenchy. A wire, says James. A wire. Yes, a wire. The wire. Yes, we should we should bring about a fucking series of we should bring about a series of crimes that have been committed against the Fragcom. You know, the criminal culture of shilling in Fragcom, and call it the wire. The wire. That's right. Oh dear. Sebastian could be like Omar, you know. There's more than a passing resemblance there. I tried Celine nightclubbing, says Spaced Out, and they managed to make a cigarette booze vanilla scent boring. It's impressive. Omar says, happy Saturday. Welcome, happy Saturday. Welcome, Omar, and happy Saturday to you, too. Eugene is the real Omar. Well, we will see. Do you know, I have never seen an episode of either Breaking Bad, The Sopranos, or The Wire. None of them. I just don't watch TV. Mint. Rams would be Michael the Assassin. I don't know who I'd be, but I'd like to think that I wouldn't get killed. I could be that guy that goes, shit. As long as he doesn't get killed or sent to prison. The Sopranos is good. I finished that one. Sopranos, so 1 out of 3 for me. I haven't watched like anything, basically. You could say, like, I've never watched an episode of The X Factor or Idol, The Idol, or fucking, what are the other ones? I don't know. I was out and doing things, and fucking, I was a busy little bastard. Like, all these people being like, haven't seen you for ages, what you been doing? And I'm like, yeah, like, I'm not telling you, basically, because, you know, if I haven't seen you all that time, I'm not going to fill you in on what I've been doing, because I probably didn't speak to you all that time because I think you're a bit of a dick. And I'm like, oh, have you never seen the fucking episodes of like X, Y, and Z? And I'm like, so basically you've been watching TV for the last 20 years. Sound mate. You know what I mean? Duck listens to the radio. Duck does have the radio on because he can do things whilst the radio is on. Whilst. I agree with Galen. Galen says I deserved that. And it's true, he did. Yeah, he still does. Soprano, oh my God, you are missing out, says Galen. Well, that's the story of my life. I've done different things. Things that other people haven't done, you know? Sometimes repeatedly and for no reason. I've been colouring in recently. Got an adult colouring book. Not like an adult colouring book with like boobs in and stuff like that, but like a colouring book with like, you know, it's quite intricate and stuff like that. Very calming, you know? Got some different pictures in. It's really good. You have to watch one of those before you die. It's a requirement, Rich. Come on, mate. Well, I mean, now you've said that, you see. Am I going to? Probably not. Honestly, probably not. My middle brother made meth, so Breaking Bad is triggering. He's incarcerated, says Wally. Fuck. What, like, does the smell set you off? What? Duck still reads the newspaper. He watches the newspaper. There are boob colouring books. Yes, of course there are. Come on now. The Wire is the one to watch, then Sopranos, then Mad Men. John Hamm. I said, ooh, come on, baby, turn the lights out. Yeah, that's John Hamm, isn't it? Mr. Ham. What a great last name, Mr. Ham. Colouring books for mature adults. Colouring a boob is next level. It would tickle. I feel it would tickle, you know? Just like, you know. Mad Men was fantastic. Everyone loving the John Hamm. Mr. Ham. Jean-Claude Van Hamme. Oh. What a day. What a day. I was asked by someone earlier, they were like, what are you going to do today, Richard? And I was like, well, to be perfectly honest with you, mate, I'm fucking not going to be doing much until I get this injection in my buttock. So this week is going to be slow. I'm not going to do very much at all, you know? I'm not going to do too much at all, friends. Oh, fuck. I've just remembered I need to set an alarm for Tuesday. Where are we? I need to set an alarm for Tuesday. There it is. This means that I will be going to... Hold on a minute, I've bollocksed that. Right, I'm going to have to come back to you. One of my appointments is at 11:40. Good day, Manginosis. How are you? Scent of the day is Hermes Equipage Geranium, with a cloud of cherry blossom scent parading through the house from the backyard. Delightful. Is it like a cherry sort of fragrance? Does it have this kind of like cherry vibe to it? I'm currently burning my Chire Trudon candle, which I got from 50 mil. They sent me one, but it was fucked. So they sent me another one, and I cannot complain. Cannot complain, friends. So, fair play to 50 mil. Trudon is the best in candles. Well, this is the only one that they make out of beeswax anymore. They don't make these in beeswax anymore. This is the only one, and it's the beeswax candle. You know, they used to make them all out of beeswax, but this is the beeswax candle, which smells of beeswax, which is very nice. It's a very delicate fragrance, actually. It's not honey. It's not honey at all. It's very delicate. It's very, it's very calm. It's very delicate, very subtle. It doesn't hurt. It's not intrusive. It's not overpowering. It does burn quickly, though. I would say this massive whopper burns quicker than a diptyque one that's like smaller than it, you know. Welcome, Fragrance Decant Boutique. Have you been decanting fragrances recently? There, Mr. Boutique? How you doing? Do you decant the old Mask Milanos? This is my scent of the day, of course. Ode to Hemingway. They used to do 100 mils of this. I'm not sure you can get them anymore. I wish you could. Made by Fanny Ball. Lol. Hell of a name. Fanny Ball. Great fragrance, though. Great fragrance. It's very vetiver. 3 types of vetiver, all from LMR, which is the place that provided the materials for Ostens's Impression. This is Impression Cedarwood Heart, but they did the other ones too. It's really good. I should wear this more often, to be fair. Violent Leaf, friends. There's a Violent Leaf in there. And cedar. Lots of cedar. I think the same cedar note that's in Royal Oud. Do you know that in Creed's own fucking literature, right, they say that Viking was the successor to Aventus? I found this out the other day. I was shaken to me core. I was like, no, it wasn't. And like the woman was like, oh yeah, it was. Yeah, it came out. And she obviously, I was like, no, it wasn't. I was like, it bloody wasn't. Like I got like quite upset. Well, I didn't get quite upset, but I was like, you know, I wasn't having it from her. She was starting wet. Absolute lies and deceit. I couldn't agree more. Fanny Ball. Selgos perfumer, unsure, possibly. Fragrance time. It's motherfucking fragrance time. Scent of the day, Cartier Oud and Amber, a super chat of $10. $10 American. Thank you so much. You are very kind. Scent of the day, Oud and Amber. I haven't had that one. I had Oud and Month, which I struggled with. I won't lie to you. I struggled with that one. Oud and Santal, I think, is like the one that I would probably get, but it's almost polished wood, you know? Like, it's almost polished wood. It's very, I don't know, with some high-end sandalwoods, there can be a little bit, I don't want to say screechy, but they've almost got like an overly polished wood kind of vibe, you know? It's like Bowmakers. You know Bowmakers by DS and Durga? I would love to love that fragrance. But it's got it's got this polish note, which is, it's rough. But it's a good line, that, actually. Eugene sent us some samples. They're lurking somewhere. But thank you, Fragrance Time. You are very kind. Too kind. Lies and Deceit Viking. No. I quite like Viking, but I'm not putting up with the shenanigans from Creed. Scent of the Day Infusion Dome. Wish Prada would return to soapy stuff. Yeah, I don't know where they're at the minute. Did you just apply? Did you just apply Infusion Dom? Because there's mine there. I haven't worn that for a very long time. Let me apply some. Let me put some on my motherfucking arm. See what happens here. Yeah, it smells so much better on the skin. Yeah, it just needs a minute, that. Scent of the day is Vanilla Mudslide. The fuck? What's that, honky dong? Oud and Santal, Big Plum. Big fan of a Big Plum. Ooh, so a 50ml bottle of Shiseido's Feminité du Bois going for 450 quid today. I was like, no. 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 No, 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 no. I've started to use British slang like bollocks, says Blueful. Up here in the great state of Washington, it is not catching on. But not to worry. Yeah, fuck those people. You use it and be happy. What is this Vanilla Mudslide I keep hearing about? I've no idea. Honky Donk, tell us, what is this Vanilla Mudslide? My Vanilla Mudslide arrives Wednesday. Hip hip. Pat Lester says, I want to argue with someone about fragrances, and their response would be, sir, this is a Wendy's. Talk to Lily. Fragrance time is very kind. He is. Some of the kindest. Rich, what is Ostens? It is a brand. My vision is blurry. I could be reading the bottle wrong. The vision is not blurry. The picture is fucked. It is. It's a brand. Ostens is a brand. Ostens is a brand. And they made a big hoopla about the materials and the fact that they'd worked in perfume for decades, and the brand fell up its own arse. It didn't do well. It didn't do well, which is a shame because it's not a bad brand at all. I just think that, I don't know, probably got in a little bit too late. Like, you know, the world has turned, friends. I think we're in for a major economic downturn, if you want the God's honest truth. Dallas, $5. Thank you very kindly. When's the last time you tried Cardinal? What do you mean, my Cardinal? The Cardinal I wear, or the modern one? That probably would have been the last time I wore it, which would be, I don't know, February, January. It belongs in the autumn and winter collection for me. That's where it is. As far as the sample's concerned, it's been a while. It's been a while. If I didn't get that vintage bottle, which was literally there when I decided to buy a bottle, I just checked on eBay just for shits and giggles. Healy fragrances rarely turn up on eBay in the UK. So fuck knows. But there it was. It was quite simply there. I agree, much better on skin than just smelling the spray. Much better on warm weather too. Not very good when it's cool. Welcome, Lou Musk. It's by Blindography, based out of Amsterdam, and the fragrance is based on the drink of the same name. Welcome, Dropout. How are you? Scent of the day is Sycamore. Jared says, Rich, if your house was on fire, which Creed bottles are you grabbing? Bois de Portugal. Bois de Portugal and probably Himalaya. Some say you can still use it. You can use it in the spring and summer, says Dallas. What's that, Cardinal? I mean, you probably could, but I wouldn't, because I like to divvy my fragrances up. That's something we talked about on Tuesday, actually. I was on the Les Odorants. And they were talking about how they categorize different things, and they never got round to asking me, because I've got a very unique way of categorizing my perfumes, and I was very upset. They never asked. Always wanted to try Healy, says Wally. You can get the samples in February, I think it is. They do free shipping around the world. Scent of the day, fresh cut grass and sweat with a hint of mulch, says Nolan. Oof. That would be a niche classic. That would be a niche classic. What Trudon candle are you burning? It's Cire, the original. Cire. Cire by Trudon. The beeswax one. It's the only one that's still got real beeswax in. Good choice. I might grab Viking as well, says Jared. I mean, I really like Viking, but if I could only have one in each hand. But that's just it's just one of those arbitrary questions. Like, hopefully the house never burns down, touch wood. Lou Musk says, what does authenticity in perfume mean in 2026? No idea, mate. Was Fleece on the new episode? She was not. That's why I was there, covering for Fleece. Dubadabka says, good evening. Scent of the day, Loewe Solo Mercurio. I had a good mooch around the perfume counters yesterday. I'm sorry to report there are many shitters in the mist. Many shitters in the mist. I was surrounded by the mist, and in the mist there were many shitters. And it was rough. It was rough. What I did do is sample Hermès's Un Jardin sur le Toit and Un Jardin sur le Nil. And I couldn't smell the sur le Toit, which is the one that hasn't got an apple. I could smell the one that had apple. Oh, please like the stream, friends. And if you are feeling kind, please send a super chat as well. But, and leave a comment and subscribe. The Un Jardins, I really struggled to smell the one on my right hand. I'll tell you what it was because I sent it to Jura Rose. Got Jura Rose somewhere in here. Where are you? Jura. Tight is nice. Smell Contre Jour as well. So I had Sur le Nil on the right, and I liked Sur le Nil. But I was struggling to smell it. And I would get Sur le Nil, but there's some fucking there's some really, what do I want to say? There's some dodgy sellers, like lots of different sellers on Vinted, who have all got the same pictures in the same setting of the Sur le Nil, right? Or a lot of the Jardins. And they're 40 quid, which is I think it's about the right price. But they I don't think they can be trusted. So I found somewhere else on eBay that sells it, but it's much more expensive. But I've got to try and find 15 quid between like now and Wednesday, hoping to sell a perfume. Rich, what Tom Fords do you own? I just bought Oud Wood and 2017 Noir de Noir bottles. I've got a lot of Tom Fords. I should really do a Tom Ford family portrait. I really should. I really should. Just because I've sold a few things, but I should do a Tom Ford when I get my new microphone. If one ever comes, then I shall do it, friends. A Silbeck. Hi, Rich. What do you think about the vintage Lord of Ferment? Love it. I need to get it out from the drawer, actually, now you mention it. I need to get it out from my drawer. I gave away the bottle that I'd been using, and there was only a bit left. And I need to get out my 50 ml, like, gold cap vintage. Tom Ford's movie just wrapped production, says Wally. Hoping for a fall or winter 2026 release. His latest one. Michelle is ruining her mess there. I said it says spaced out. Should see what Kirkjohn's doing at Dior. If you think Nigelle's ruining that. Be right back. Got to do my weekly stretching, says Dallas. Yeah, I should really do more stretching, to be honest. I agree, Space, but I do have a soft spot for age 24. I don't like age 24. Vanilla Mudslide is a favourite of Sebastian, says RP Rentals. Yeah, I can imagine it is. Yeah, I can totally imagine that. Sounds like a sketchy motherfuckers. Yeah, that's what I think. I'd rather buy it. There's this seller on eBay who's got like a proper big eBay seller, like a business on eBay, and they've got a 20% off deal. They're already selling at 40% off, and then they've got a 20% off code between now and Wednesday or Tuesday. I don't know what day. Like 3 days time, basically. And I need to find 15 quid. So I'm gonna buy the Sur Nil, and I'm gonna buy Tour de Hermes Parfum as well. Do you have Plum Chardonnay, Rich? Says Jared. No, I don't have Plum Chardonnay, but I remember it and it was good. Tom Ford is the Eggman, says Lou Musk. Hello, Scent of the Past. How are you? A candle. Yes, it's the Thierry Trudon one. The beeswax candle. I quite like their Ernesto candle. I mean, all their candles are good quality, All their stuff's good quality, but the Ernesto one's really nice. It smells like imperial leather soap for anyone who's ever smelled that. Okay, give me a couple of minutes, friends. I need to dehydrate. I'll be back. Please hold the fort. Like the stream. Like the stream. Oh! What is going on? So, what? What do you mean you ran into a technical problem? Fuck you. Take it out my basket, bitch. That's what I'm talking about. Fuck ours. Oh! Okay, so, speaking of those people in particular, alright, they literally just sent me an offer on the Hermé, right? An offer on the Hermé of the Un Jardin Sillinil, right? Offering another 5% off. And I'm like, So if I add that to my basket now, perhaps I'll only need a tenner. Where am I? No. So I will add. Go. Oh, maybe not. Sea Basque wet. No, that's what's not happening, you see. Go to checkout. Sorry, friends. Yes. I'm being very stingy, friends. I'm being very stingy and not fucking succumbing unless I can get this deal. And I literally don't have the required... I don't have the required fucking funds. So I have a very strict kind of what I'm doing here. You know? So I can't add new funds to this. So I have to use funds that I've already got. Anyway. I tried Musk Tonkin, Fougere Bengal and Tobacco Taboo, says Spaced Out. This brand just exposes the high-priced faux niche stuff with how good and well-priced it is. Yeah, they're a good brand. I think Parfum d'Empire is a really good brand. The candles are fucking magnificent. Like DJ, I don't know if you remember DJ. I used to get in the chat. He sent us loads of samples of the candle of all things. He sent us samples of the candles, and woof, the incense one's fantastic. So I need to figure out where the fuck I've put them. And I need to smell them. I could do. Would you watch that? First impressions on some candles. I would do that. I'd do a candle review. Wouldn't be very long. Smells like a candle. Saturday in Iowa. Sounds like a film, doesn't it? My own private Idaho. Saturday in Iowa. I smell in Indiana. Cheeseburgers in paradise. I could never eat another burger as long as I live. I must have had about 3 burgers this week. It's absolutely despicable from us, like. I'm deeply fucking ashamed. I need to leave that shit well alone. For your information, Boz got sent a package, but never picked it up. Yeah, terrific. Is everything okay? Sound like a painful dehydration break. Well, I'm in angst, not physically, there's not like, I haven't got like bladder problems or anything, but I'm in angst as far as, I don't know, I would like, oh, sorry, Cheeseburger, you don't have to delete your thing. I didn't mean to, I'm just not really arsed with Boz, if I'm being honest. It's not you. You don't have to delete your message. Yeah, it's I just don't think. Anyway, I've fucking got lost there, sorry. Recently I saw this new to me hose Laurent Small. Have you heard of it? All kind of red flags. 50ml bottles priced at a whole 1,200 US. Where is the world going? I mean, it's kind of like the Mask of the Red Death. That's kind of where I'm at the minute. I kind of feel like the world is trying there's some real pain incoming, and it's been coming for 20 years. It's been coming for 20 years. If you lived through the financial crisis in 2008, you knew that all we did at that point was kick the shit down the road. As terrible as it was, and we're going to suffer for it in the rest of this year and probably into next year. So that's where the world is going. They're trying to. You look at the Dubai class, right? You know when you're saying where is the world going? This perfume thing that you've just mentioned there, right? With 1.2K dollars, so it's like $1,200, $1,200. This kind of ultra high niche pricing Veblen goods thing is dead in the water already. Like, the economies are slow and they're going to start going backwards, and I think it's going to be all of them. It's going to be a global recession, and we're going to go from the digital economy, and it's going to be like this massive reminder of the fact that the world still operates in like a physical capacity. And it's going to be a world of minerals and oil and supply chains and all these things. So I think that ultra highly priced luxury products and places like Dubai's dead. And products that are aimed at like people like that are fucked. And there's only going to be the amount of people who can afford things like that is going to shrink to the point where it's going to become very unfashionable to actually indulge in that kind of thing, you know? So, we'll see. I captured some video on YouTube of Nigel writing in a journal on memoirs today on Hermes. Yeah, Pradeep sent us a link to a Hermes video today, which featured the new bottle of Paddock. What are you buying? Well, I'm looking at getting Tour de Hermes Parfum, and I'm looking at getting Un Jardin Solennel, but I'm £15 short. What is 15 quid, Rich, in USD? In USD, it's like there's $4 to every £3 now, so it's like a 25%. So it's like you're like 25%. So for every pound, it's $1.25. Hello, Fragrance Journey. How are you? Gonna shoot some content in the morning. Good times. I miss Robert's content. Brother, come back to us. Candle buying guide. Yes. Yes, that would be nice. That would be nice. You know? That would be good. Would I accept free candles from brands? Also, no. Because I think it's the principle. You know? Germ says, Tour de Hermes EDT is perfect. It is. It's brilliant, but I do like the parfum as well. I even like the modern variation of the parfum too. You know, it's still very, very good. It's still very good. So to answer Wally, like my mind is doing fucking backflips here. It's actually $20, Wally. What is 15 quid in USD? It's $20. Yeah, Wednesday. Welcome, Eugene. How are you? How is everything? Are you fantastic? Are you doing really well? Hi, Carl, Eugene. How different are Tour de Hermes EDT and Parfum? Well, I do actually have a substantial mini of the Parfum, so I could do a comparison, but I'm not going to. I'm going to wait till I get a bottle, you know. But if this deal expires, then I won't. So I'm being very harsh on new incomings, friends. I'm being very harsh on new incomings. You know, time's gone by. Time gone by, I would have just bought it. But I'm being very kind of... I'm being very staunch at the minute. And I'm enjoying being staunch. I have rules. I have rules. Eugene the Dream, says Jared. It's quite good. I like that. The world is on fire, says Wally. Yes. Oh, excuse me. Ola Germs on my Sanity run of Resident Evil 9 now. Insanity run of Resident Evil 9. And my friends playing our Resident Evil. A couple of them are. Hi everyone. Hi Wally. Carl, that's awesome. I need to play it more. Eugene. Yeah, tough times ahead. Yes. Very. Dushan, find us on the secret stream channel. The problem is that I feel the exact people who actually can't afford a $1,200 bottle are the ones who are buying it. Yes, that's exactly right. That is exactly what's going to be happening. That is exactly what will happen. Until physical reality hits, I think there's going to be a big slap in the face for the entire world. Most of the world. It's actually the people who have got the least who are going to feel it the least this time. And that's probably as it should be, you know. Hello, Wally. What's the latest fragrance purchase, says Carl. Vanilla Mudslide. Germ says the parfum is great. The EDT is more energetic and alive to me. I like that sort of thing. Yes, I like that sort of thing. But I also like the thick, flinty nature of the parfum. The parfum is thick and flinty. Yes. I like Terra EDT just a bit more than the parfum version. Great. Both great, by the way. Yeah, they are fantastic, you know. I thought you didn't like the Amberwoods in Tour de Hermes Parfum, Duck. There was no Amberwoods in the one I smelled yesterday, so I am happy to buy it. Is that a Trudon candle? It is. It is a Trudon. It is a Trudon candle. It is Cire Trudon, so I will put it in the chat. Cire, like Ciro Immobile. Ciro Immobile, who played for Italy. Cire. Deduction? Why the hell has it said deduction? Stop that. It's automatically translated. Dear me. I didn't realise it was doing that kind of thing these days. So it's actually Cire, Cire, by Trudon. You can get them on a website called 50ml, and they're a little bit cheaper, you know. It's better to be energetic alive than tired and dead. Well, I was once energetic and alive, and now I am tired and dead, friends. That's Trudon candle. Ernesto, I think he said. No, Ernesto's a different one. Ernesto smells like Imperial Leather soap from the UK. It's got like a leathery kind of quality to it. Really good, but like a clean leather thing. The Trudons are immense. Sebastian would approve that yummy Trudon candle. His verbiage is out of control. Like, when he talks about perfumes is madness. It's like it's kind of like he's regressed back to being like a youth, a young girl as well. Eloise, welcome. I had no idea Parfum d'Empire had candles. No one mentions that. Yeah, they do. Yeah, they're all really good as well. But they're good quality candles, good quality smells, well made, all that sort of thing. The incense one's brilliant, especially if you like incense, obviously. You know. I have a sample of Trudon 45 coming from Ziegel Perfumery with my bottle of Vanilla Mudslide. So I smelled the Trudon perfumes and I was less impressed, which was a shame. I was less impressed. So I've got my little wax fiddler here, of which I scrape around the sides because I've been burning this long enough now. Ooh. Ooh. I mean, I've done that completely terribly and made a terrible mess of the sides. But it worked. And now it will be flat for the next time I burn it. Smoke candles every day. Why can't you do anything right? There we go. Trudon fragrances are great. I wasn't a big fan. The ones I smelled, now, to be fair, it wasn't the full line. It was just the line that was in this site, not this site. This store called End. And the ones I smelled were quite... There was this one that was really metallic. I wish they did one that smelled like the candle. If they did one that smelled like Ernesto, I probably would have bought it. If they did one that smelled like Chire, I probably would have bought it. But Diptyque suffers from that as well. Diptyque do the lavender candle, which is my favourite one from them, and Sapan as well, which is like pine sap, pine resin. And they don't make fragrances of those ones. They just don't make fragrances of them. And I'm like, blah. Why not? And it's sad. If they made a lavender fragrance the same as the lavender candle, I'd be all over it. Like, I'm just going to put this down over here so I don't, before it sets. Oh, there it is. Okay. I'll put my Ostens back up there. And there's me Prada. There we are. I hear Amber Wood, my mood drops 5%, says Send of the Past. I smell it, drops by 50%. Yeah, it's like a health debuff on a game, isn't it? You know? There's I reviewed Patchouli Noisette. Well, was it last week or the week before? I reviewed it because I've sold it. I sold it at Houdini, actually. Sold it at Houdini, and I was like, it's just got this blackness, this darkness in it Like, it smells like it was constructed to smell like a Middle Eastern. It was constructed to smell like a Middle Eastern perfume, and they included that kind of amber wood, whichever one it was. They put the amber wood in there, and it's like you've done that, and it smells like. The problem is, it smells like all the other shit amber wood perfumes out there, you know, like that patchouli. If you've smelled Jubilation 40, you've smelled that patchouli in its normal form. If you got the patchouli oil with the perfume when you bought it, you've smelled that patchouli in its raw form. You've smelled what that patchouli can do. It doesn't smell like that. They've added something to it to make it so dark, you know. And it's not earthy dark. It's like, it's darker than that. It's like a black. It's not a brown. It's like a black lacquer kind of vibe. It's rough. It's not nice. Please like the stream, friends. I take you to the candle shop. Yes. Good tune. This is, I will be sending my thoughts on Vanilla Mudslide at 4 a.m. Then 50 more messages as usual. Call to everyone I sent Scent of the Night to. It arrives Wednesday. Clear your schedule. Do you have any Afnan in your collection? Certainly not. How dare you? And I will make Open Claude summarize those messages for. Eloise, what is your favourite candle brand? Says Wally. Pat Lester, welcome. Scented de Eau de Gloire. And I have to say it's really nice. It does remind me of one called Ticciato made for Roberto Greco, which I really wanted to get. The Uares one. I think it was that one. I'll just get a bottle of this, says Pat. Hope you aren't summarising them. They are priceless gems, my messages, says Wally. Eloise says, hey, Wally, I have some Diptyque, but I also have some other brands that I can't recall right now. Maybe Nest? Wally says, love Diptyque. They do candles well. Trudon, Joe Malone. I love a good candle. All my good ones are in a perfume box. Perfume room in boxes still. Behind the deadbolt and retinal scan. Yes, Wally, I still have many in boxes. Yeah, I've got quite a few candles left in boxes. They're over here. Let's have a look. I stocked up very kindly. I think Lilith sent me a couple of the cafe candles. I've got a candle here that I don't really want, if I'm being honest. It's not one of the ones Lilith sent us. Don't hurt me, Lilith. It's this. Rouge Velours. It's not awful, actually. Awful. I mean, it's not great, but it's not awful. And that cap's really heavy. You know? Isn't it weird how humans kind of feel like, oh, that's heavy, that must be good. You know? That's what people say about me, to be fair. Yes. I've got the candle Jeannie got me from over here. I've got this candle. And this is from Santa Maria Novella. And I don't want to burn this because it's like, it was a gift, you know? It was a gift. Really, 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 really nice. And it's like the cafe ones that Lilith sent. Like I get like this with gifts. I got it from my mum. I'm sure I've told you about this before. My mother would be like, at Christmas, she'd be like, oh, don't take your gifts or like use them or anything. Leave them round the Christmas tree so that like visitors can see what you got. And I'm like, what? What are you talking about? This is me as a child, a young child. I'm like, you're mad. I need to play with this stuff, and it's just stuck with us. It's clearly it's fucked us up. You know what I mean? I'm in a bad way. So I've got this kind of retention thing. What I do have, like, I'm a big saver. I was definitely taught to save by my parents as well. Like, which is probably why I've become a collector. Well, one of many reasons. Yeah, I've got me second replacement Trudon candle. So I've got that. I've got a few Christian Dior's. I've got the one Mitra K gave me for, was it birthday or Christmas last year? I think it was birthday. It's this one. 34. 34. I shall burn this next. I am looking forward to it. And I hope Mitra K is okay. Oh, the water is good. It's different. And this is a good one. I have this perfume, but I haven't worn it for a while. Why not? I've had this for a while. It's really good. It's really good. This is a fantastic, like, vanilla black currant type of perfume. This here. And there's the candle of it, you see. Tremendous. Let me see. I would do a fragrance sample review of the Trudons, you know, because smelling stuff in shops, I don't know, you kind of feel like you're on the clock, you know, when you're smelling stuff in shops. If they've got a sample set, and I hope they do, if they've got a sample set, I would buy it and I would put it in the rotation and I would smell them. Maybe I've been unfair on them, you know. I think it's best to smell them in your natural habitat alone, under no pressure, when no one's watching. Scent of the Past is wearing Roger Scandal. That one is so damn good. Yeah, it was in my top 10 modern fragrances I like. I do another one of those. I would include this. Hemingway. I would include that this time. I do too, Rich. Mitra, she's one of a kind. I don't know. Is Mitra still posting on Instagram? Posting on Instagram is different because it's like a still or a picture. You know, it's a different ecosystem. You know, it's a different ecosystem. I've sent her messages. Had some replies. It's calm. Where are we? So, yes. Once my Chire Trudon candle, that's the first one I'm using, perhaps I could do something outrageous and put the cap on top of the Chire, or put it back in its box, right? And then, right, I could open a new candle. But I like to finish one. I do this with a lot of things. I do this with like video games and stuff like that. I like to do the whole thing. And then before I start on something new, you know, that's what I like. I feel lazy compared to Eugene, Carl and Mitchell sweating to the oldies. What do we have? I'm enjoying a good candle though. I always enjoy a good candle. I think with certain candles as well, they keep like the bugs away. So when like the nights get lighter, like our clocks go for. In fact, I'm gonna do that now. Our clocks go forward tonight, so we get an hour less sleep, as they say. But so you're joking? I've just reset the date on me bloody phone. Stupid man. What's the date? The 28th. Yes. Okay. is. Just put my clock forward. So I will then be 5 hours ahead of the East Coast again instead of 4. So we will be in alignment, friends. Does anybody else think there's tobacco in Prada Infusion Dom? Like a clean tobacco? Chase Leak says, did anyone else's idea of a fragrance lean feminine or masculine shift with fragrance experience? Oh, yes. I think everybody's did, really. I think one of the things that you kind of let go of is the whole idea of what you should wear because you're a man, what you should wear because you're a woman, that sort of thing. It kind of goes away the more you spend time around fragrances. Like even people who would consider themselves like quite conservative are like, yeah, I'm not going to not wear this fragrance because it's fucking marketed to women. You know what I mean? I'm wearing this fragrance because I fucking want to. I like it, you know? And I think it's just because it's not like a piece of clothing. It's not like a haircut. It's not like it I don't know, it's weird. Fragrance isn't as political as like a lot of like other things in that realm, really. Show us when you set your expensive watches. Oh, I've just done it. Unlucky. You like that, don't you, Carl? I'll send you a message on the Discord. On the Discord. I think that's the cedar, says James. All right, okay. You think that's quite cedary? Okay. I don't get a lot of the other stuff as well. I find this an incredibly, do I want to say stable? I don't know. I find it very, not flat, that's harsh, but it's very one-dimensional. You know? What you get after like 2 minutes is what you get after 8 hours. I don't get a lot of development there, I must admit. You know? Yeah, the gender thing is all just marketing, really. Well, it says, what are the notes in the Mas Milano? It doesn't have it written on. I know there's 3 types of vetiver. I know there is rhubarb and ginger. But to me, it's mainly just a vetiver perfume, like, you know. Chase says exactly. Scent of the day is Tilly and Marc Antoine Baudouin. I would have never worn this when I was starting out in fragrances. Yeah, I think it is one of the first things you let go of. You realise that you're cutting yourself off from like half the fragrances in the world. Even more if you're a man. New Baudoir coming. New Crivelli Wednesday. Oh no. Scent of the Past says, especially in vintage, some female marketed fragrance smell 30 times more male orientated than the candy bubblegum shit that's marketed for today's man. Yeah, and they're a lot better quality as well. Like, just generally. They're just of a much higher composition. The whole kind of perfume thing. I keep harking back to something Thomas said years ago about how perfumes are less perfume now and more about just being a smell. So it's like the whole overdose of one note is now the thing that most perfumes are based on. You know? That's a big rose. It's a big patchouli. It's a big lavender. It's a big fucking oud. It's a big this. It's a big vetiver. It's a big this, that, the other. Do you know what I mean? And then there's maybe one or two other things in there as well. And it's like it's come at the expense of construction. It's come at the expense of complexity and quality, actually. And I think if we're not careful, the perfumers are going to become de-skilled. I think AI is going to play a big role in that. You could make a bigger point about that being a problem in society anyway, but I watched this thing about video games today and how video games in the 1990s, because they didn't have the memory that you could save every fucking 5 minutes or every 2 minutes. You got 3 chances. You got 3 chances to complete the game from beginning to end. And it taught you things like patience and frustration tolerance and perseverance and problem solving and coordination, and that you weren't given clues to solve problems and all that sort of thing. And yes, that's true, but I think you can extrapolate that out into just broader society. People are much more, I'm going to say willing, but it's not the right word. They're willing to follow instruction now. They've been kind of like, people have been kind of like trained as life has been done for them, you know? Like when I was becoming a teenager in the late 90s, right? Being a rebel was still cool, you know? Selling out was frowned upon. It's not like that now. People are looking to try and get that big break where they get loads of money, and that's what matters to them. And it's a shame. It's a shame. You know? I just feel like I would call it plurality. You know? It's a plurality problem. We've got more choice than ever now, and yet everything feels the same and boring. Was the Andy Tower Rose Absolute your favourite release of 2025? Hard to think of one that I preferred more, if I'm being honest. If anybody's got any ideas, let me know. I dug out an old sample of Petit Matin and actually enjoyed it. Pretty simple, but pleasant. Houdini was on fucking Les Odorants the other day talking about how genius Baccarat Rouge was. And I was like, I don't want to say that. I get what he means. It was I described it as the Aventus killer. It was the perfume that knocked Aventus off its perch eventually. It was the perfume that overtook Aventus eventually, yeah. Not straight away when it first came out, but over the course of 2 or 3 years, that's what undid Aventus as the top, like, most influential perfume. Yeah, the most soapy Pradas aren't very complex, says James. If Barwar releases exclusively to the world's best department store, which is Burdos for me, and it ends up being Harrods, I'm staying with you. Which one way take it? Chase Leak says, yeah, I couldn't imagine a woman in Diaghilev, but sheepras used to be marketed mainly towards women. Yeah, leather sheepras were always marketed. Well, I mean, you go back far enough, and most perfumes were marketed towards women. I mean, Eau Sauvage was probably Pour Monsieur by Chanel, but Eau Sauvage was probably the biggest up to that point. And then you had Paco Rabanne Pour Homme and Azaro Pour Homme, and they started becoming more and more thing. But like Eau Sauvage was one of the first men's perfume. You had Mouchoir de Monsieur and stuff like that, but very few men would go around making an effort to smell like nice with a perfume on, you know. In certain places you would get picked on picked on at best. You get beaten up for smelling like you're wearing aftershave and perfume. You look at Old Spice as well, but that's kind of like more like an aftershave, you know. Big orange blossom lately, says James. Oh my god, if the power went out, I thought life was over to start over a video game in the 90s. Now we have yellow paint and arrows where to go, so God forbid you don't give up and ask for a refund. Yeah. I like orange blossom, James. Say that to the speedrunners of games these days. Well, you would say that they're like the fucking crack troops, you know? They figure out the mechanics of the game. They're like the very top of the top as far as speed, like, you know, like speedrunners. They figure out like the game. I'm talking about a general malaise, you know? It's a metaphor as well, so just go easy on it. Oliver Clement, how are you? Olivier Clement, beg my pardon. True, now people want hacks and easy fixes, no patience. AI is going to amplify that probably. Yeah, and then they're going to start sticking it in people's brains. And I've got a mate who's got a pair of augmented reality glasses, like, and I'm like, you wear them around me, I'm going to punch you in the face. Like, seriously, I'll beat you up. He's like, oh, you can always tell when they're on. I was like, mate, I'll take them off and stamp on them on the floor. Or you might as well get your phone and just hold it up in front of us as if you're recording us. I was like, if you wear them in front of us, I'm like, seriously, don't bring them. I have a very low tolerance for that shit. I'm not having that, like, get away from us with them augmented reality. If you're in public, I don't like it, but it's all about it. You know what it is? 10 years ago, you'd have been called a conspiracy. I'd have called you a conspiracy theorist, but they've got stuff like facial recognition on. You know what I mean? People getting adverts on their phones that they've had private conversations with each other about when the phone was supposed to be off or, like, at least not active. Fuck off. Like, we live in a fucking... This is what AI's for. It's to bring in the fucking surveillance society and end up like fucking China. I find Aventus boring. I think Aventus is massively overrated. I think it's nice, but it's not. It's nothing that. It's all right. It's not even that it's nice. It's all right. So I got 2 bottles of it and sold them both pretty much instantly. But Olivia, you're absolutely right. People want hacks, quick fixes, easy fixes. You know, everyone's got ADHD, man. Armani Pre-Base, that orange blossom, it's Ropian also. Baccarat Rouge for me is patient zero for all this molecule cancer and perfume today. Yeah, it was definitely a turning point. It had a bigger effect on wider perfumery than Aventus did. Everybody made an Aventus clone, whereas Baccarat Rouge spawned like a whole new genre of perfume. You know, it was shit. Please like the stream, friends. Thank you very much. Prism says, hi everyone, did I miss a rant about Amberwood? You come back at any point at any moment, at any point, you'll probably be in a good chance of catching one. Mine is still on box from 12 to 15 years ago. Wally, I really like that too when it's done well. Fragrance Livestream 365. Hello, chatting in, gentlemen. Welcome, Solar Feed, Solus Crustus. How are you? Welcome, Alicia. How are you? Been enjoying Alicia's shorts. Not like her pants, but she's putting out a lot of shorts where she discusses a perfume in a short format. Not usually one for shorts, but she doesn't seem to. She doesn't seem to put out any long form content. But then again, not many people do now. Shorts are like most of the content that gets put out now. You know. Have you tried to wear the same perfume for multiple days recently, says Olivia. No, I haven't. I don't do that. I have a hard rule where I don't wear the same perfume 2 days in a row, and a soft rule that I don't really wear a perfume more than once a week. That's just to keep the rotation going round, because I've got so many fragrances. Wearing a perfume twice in 2 days just... it seems to me, I don't want to say silly because there are other people doing it. I'm not saying that's silly, but what I'm saying is that I have very few hard rules. That's one of them. Absolutely correct. Dushan is streaming next. His fragrance time. Aventus is a minor creed, no doubt. It's not a great one. I wouldn't even put it in the top fucking 10, really. If I had time to go through it, I don't own it, and I've owned it. I've had 2 bottles of it. I got 2 of the old 120 ml. I should have kept a hold of them. They'd be worth like $1,000 each now. But I don't know. If somebody I knew and liked wanted them, I would have just let them go at cost. I think it was Dan, actually. It was Dan from Les Odorants who bought mine on eBay, and I was like, what are you doing? He was like, oh, I didn't realise it was you. I was like, well, you're stupid. Cancelled the sale and then sold them. This was back when eBay had, fees. Aventus Cologne is the best gym scent ever. Stop that. But, oh, God, excuse me. Solar Fide says, Baccarat Rouge 540 was patient 0. Angel Share was number 1. Good evening, Danielle. Good evening, Rich. Hope you're doing great. I was wondering if you ever tried Guerlain's Vetiver in the Square L'Homme Ideal format. In case you did, how does it compare to the vintages? I have, and I don't like it. And I think they actually made it worse on purpose so that you would buy the Parfum. I don't like that formulation. The Listerine formulation is actually really good. And that one is really bad. I really don't like that version at all. I have tried it and I'm not a fan. Zeredit de la Fonte says, how big is your collection? It's considerably smaller than it used to be. I can tell you I've sold hundreds and hundreds of bottles now. I would say my collection's around 300 different perfumes. But I don't know exactly. I need to take a stock take, like a proper one, where I sit down and put effort into it. And as you can hear, my voice crack as I say the word effort. It's not something I'm looking forward. Well, I am looking forward to doing. I'm not going to lie to you. I am actually genuinely looking forward to it. If I get that steroid injection on Thursday, I might take it up the week after, because I'll be pain free basically. I mean, not pain free, but I'll be in a better place than I am now. Every genre or art has a back. Excuse me. Chase says, every genre or art has a Baccarat Rouge 540. Reminds you of all the splint between genuine passion and capitalism. I mean, Baccarat Rouge wasn't the first time that happened in fragrance, though. It wasn't like an epoch. It wasn't the first epoch-defining fragrance, you know. Like, there have been many. You look at Opium by YSL. You can look at Shalimar by Guerlain. Koros again by YSL. But that was a hell of a run for YSL. Jesus God. Fahrenheit, Fahrenheit, and then Lamal, Amen, Dior. So there have been these perfumes that have done that before. It's just Baccarat Rouge came along at a time when the runaway effects of like the perfume space getting bigger coincided with the perfume for the times, you know. I need to find a gym that bans fragrances, says Prism. Yeah. I post some shorts cut out of my videos. Just for the people with an attention span of a toddler, but honestly I feel disgusted every time I do it. Speaking of angels, share any of you angels have Dior Parfum 2014 and want to share, says Wally. Solafide says, someone at my work has been wearing Portrait of a Lady. Strange fact, it smells lingering in a room. What does it do, linger in a room? I just wanted to smell it once, and I'm good. Loredit Delafonte says, I see Philosopher's Walk. Where does it rank among your barbershop fragrances? So, I do not discuss Les Abstraits because I don't discuss free bottles. I wouldn't have accepted it if it wasn't from Eugene. So that's another hard rule. I don't accept free bottles. I don't take free bottles. I don't take free bottles for review. But since it was Eugene, I accepted his perfumes on the proviso that I don't talk about them. Sorry. Daniel says, thank you for answering. I felt today's vetiver to be thinner and screechier for the past iteration. Still a legend. It's an absolutely heroic fragrance. It is. I mean, I remember Eugene. Speaking of Eugene, I remember Eugene discussing in a video, which he hasn't made a video for fucking ages. He discussed in a video about how he thought, I'm sure it was the one where he was talking about buying a bottle of vetiver off Stewie. That's a vintage Fragcom fucking bit of law for you. He discussed buying a bottle of vetiver off Stewie, and he was talking about how vetiver might be the best men's perfume of all time. You know? I mean, really? I mean, it's hard to argue, like, you know? Like, it's really hard to argue, like. It's an absolutely fucking wonderful perfume. This version, I like this version. I want to try and get a Listerine version. That's what I want to do. Pat Lester says, I tried the new Bleu de Chanel and it was a bad experience. It was sour on my skin and all I smelled was the amber wood of what Bleu EDP during my college years, and that was perfect. Now they need to focus on a new masculine line, says Pat. Pat, you're considerably younger than I thought you were. Mind you, that's like 10 years ago now, isn't it? Jesus. The EDP came out a long time ago now. Oh, God. I need to focus on a new masculine line. I mean, God knows when that's going to be, mate. Modern vetiver coat are dominated by vetiveryl acetate and find it too dry and scratchy, says Prism. That Hemingway is lovely. Hemingway is lovely. I made a mistake not getting 100ml of that. Well, rather, it smells like someone has been spraying Portrait of a Lady in the air in the hallway. It could be like the hair mist or something. Olivia Clement says Eugene still does some lives. Yeah, I know. I'm just saying he hasn't done like a proper sit-down video. Somebody needs to get Rich so drunk he can open up about Les Abs. No, Rich doesn't drink. Girl on Homme Le Boisé is really great, says James. Yeah, I remember that. But this is because it is exactly that. Bleu de Chanel plus Amber, which Chanel just couldn't help themselves off that Sauvage elixir market. Had that big horrible labdanum material in it, doesn't it? Makes it rubbery. I don't know why they're still pushing ahead with Bleu de Chanel, because it's Bleu de Chanel was an epoch-defining fragrance as well. I mean, that had a considerably bigger impact on the market than Aventus. It came out the same year. Was it the same year? 2010. So Bleu de Chanel is a considerably more influential perfume than Aventus. Probably more so than Baccarat Rouge as well, actually. I bought the whole Abstrays trio now. I love La Douleur Exquise, says Matthew. The rest are on the way. There's 4 of them now. Sad to report that it seems Lapidus Sport has been discontinued, says Solarfeed. Went to stock up on backup bottles and it's nowhere to be found. Oh no, you need to hit the grey market and see what's happening. Matthew Sparrow says, Rich, what is your favourite dark iris? Oh God. What's a dark iris fragrance? Give us some examples. I don't necessarily associate dark with iris, to be honest. Like Iris Nazarena. See, I wouldn't have said that was dark, but I do love Iris Nazarena. It's absolutely gorgeous, like. Bleu de Chanel is probably the first fragrance I could recognise in the air when I owned zero fragrances, says Scent of the Past. It was fucking everywhere, like. It was everywhere, and every company had a blue fragrance. It created a new... Well, I said before that Baccarat Rouge created almost like a new genre of perfume. Bleu de Chanel did. It just did. Blue perfumes. It was a thing. It's not so much anymore because I think it's had its time. But Bleu de Chanel created blue fragrances. It was kind of like a spin-off of aquatic fragrances, but much more in the shower gel kind of vibe, you know? And it wrestled back from Dior that that zeitgeist that Dior had established in 2005 with Dior Homme. Dior Homme didn't have the same. Well, no, because it was very metrosexual. It was probably the apex of the metrosexual at that time, you know. Obviously, the metrosexual's gone on to become something completely different since then. But, like, drinking culture, laddish kind of thing, but also in touch with feminists, like men attempting to be less gross. Dior Homme probably, it was the Dior man, you know. But but Bleu de Chanel just took that away from Dior. Just ate its dinner. Just took away that kind of narrative. It took away. It ate Dior's dinner. It just did. I'm having that. And fuck off. Take this with you. And don't you forget who you are and where you stand. And it was one of the biggest fragrances ever. Bleu de Chanel. You know? And it took Sauvage. It took Sauvage to fucking come back again. It was quite remarkable, actually, when you think about it, you know. That little fucking exchange in perfume releases. It took Demarche 5 years to come up with an answer to Bleu de Chanel. And yes, of course, he did, and it probably sold more. But like Sauvage doesn't exist without Bleu de Chanel. It simply doesn't. Demarche does not pluck that out his arse without Bleu de Chanel. Lerodit de la Fonte says, what are you most eager to wear this spring? Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I've been wearing a lot of Narciso Rodriguez for him. God knows why I attempted to put a fucking backup of it up for sale, but I did. I wouldn't say it's any one fragrance in particular, but I would say that it's lavender. If it's lavender, I'm looking forward to it. Like Iris Nazarena, for example. See, I wouldn't have said Iris Nazarena was a dark iris fragrance, but I do love that fragrance. It's the fragrance of the ideal man, someone said once. Dark Iris, DHI. Narciso Rodriguez Blue Noir. I need to try those other Narciso Rodriguez's. I get what you mean now. I would go, at the minute I'm going with Iris Nazarena. Like, what's a light iris? What's like a bright light iris? If it's like, you know, the opposite of dark iris. Iris Sandra. It is Sandra versus Iris Nazarena. Who wins? Oof. Harsh. I really like Iris Sandra. I'd say it's a tie. Different fragrances, though. Happy to report that I smelled the latest version of Azaro Pour On yesterday, and it's still in. It's in decent nick. It's a little bit laundry lavender, but it's still great. It smells a lot better than most of the shit that's out there, you know. I've never purchased that. Bleu Noir Parfum is really nice. Designer Iris. Difficult to find Narciso Rodriguez. Couldn't find them in the shop yesterday. I think it's about time for Chanel to create a new genre again, because what are we having now? It can't get any worse, right? Right? Well, you know my favourite saying, just when you think things can only get better, they suddenly get worse. Matthew Sparrow says, what do you consider to be the best replacement for Dior Homme Parfum? Well, I didn't like Dior Homme Parfum. So I find that very difficult to answer, to be honest with you. But you're looking for an Iris leather. You could do worse than Iris Nazarena. But it's considerably less bottom heavy with that fat leather note. Having Johnny Depp in your advertisement really helped Sauvage explode. Just everything done. It was just, I hate Sauvage. I've never owned Sauvage. Don't like Sauvage to this day. Didn't like it at the time. All of that shit. Rough as fuck. I just think it's a fucking rotten, screechy perfume. But there's no denying what it was. Quite simply, probably the biggest perfume ever. Having it in the blue bottle as well. Like I said, that exchange between Chanel and Dior. Very, 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 very. Welcome, often late. I like Iris. Hiris. Après lundi. Hiris is only light in smell. It's not a sunny perfume. It's very depressing, I think. It's like walking with your head down, looking at the pavement, like. Silver Stem, Bright Iris. Gentleman Cologne, Bright Iris. Oh, that reminds us, James. You spoke to Jonathan. YSL Muse is a great iris. Ooh, YSL Muse is not great in any facet. I passed on blind buying 500ml of Matre Parfumière Gantier Racine. Probably for the best that fragrance time, because that is a lot of perfume, and Racine is it's like green tar. It's like green tar with an emphasis. Racine. No, it's not. Racine's not green tar. That's Root de Vetiver. Sorry. Just ignore what I've said. I still want to try the new Musk Santal. I'm sure it's simple, but I can enjoy simple these days. Yes, Hellenist, the Arm of Morpheus. Nice too. I don't know. Eau de Gentian Blanche is also a nice light irisy perfume. Irisy, are we? Irisy. Eau de Gentian. I don't know if I get iris from it. Where's your Eau de Gentian Blanche? Iris Paprika. That's not really light though. Yeah, Sauvage's headache induced. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Has anyone tried that Paco Rabanne O version? Yes, I've got it, Lane. Welcome. How are you? Gentian is light, but I would say bright. Pepper is what I get from it, like bell pepper. Maybe Nexon is light and bright. Yeah, I would go along with that, yeah. Where is my Nexon, by the way? That? Oh, there it is. It's behind there. I need to take that out. Like, I need to get rid of that. Yeah, I don't even like that. I don't know why it's there. You. Oh, that is my beau de jour. You are my beau de jour. I can bring that forward now, thank God. I'm going to put you further back there because you're definitely for the summer. There we are. Christian Lacroix Tumult, who here is old enough to remember that. Gentian is light, but I would say bright. Hello, Jordan Albro, how are you? Sent this Benjamin Bohem and the cracked glass. Oof. A famous perfume, a famous bottle. Sure, a lot of fresh Irish fragrances are still very much melancholic, yes. It's like Matthew. Prism. Speaking of Iris, has anyone summoned a Wave 001 man ADT? I'm intrigued by it, but I don't want to blind buy a beach. Just don't blind buy a beach. I felt like after leaving like 3 minutes, it was nice hanging out with you all. Thank you, Scent of the Past. It is nice hanging out with you. But I also must leave in about 3 minutes as well, so not to worry. Sergio Chon needs to sell samples for other fragrances in its line like Iris, Silver Mist, Musk, Kublai Khan, Borneo, but they're trying to brand themselves like an exclusive brand like Chanel. Well, I mean, so I heard today that Serge Luton's last perfume was that Bois, the one that Pradeep loves, the Agaloche, Bois Roi de Agaloche. And now he's fully retired. They're not making a big thing of it. They're not going on about it, but he's fully away from the brand now. Finished. Completely done. So people are saying it's the best fragrance he's made in fucking like a decade, like. So Serge is gone. He's not dead, but he's gone, which makes me worry a little bit actually, because a man like that needs to make things. He's very creative, so what the fuck's happened there? Distressing. I did get a new L'Artisan Parfumier Passage d'Enfer. How do you find that? Do first impressions. Paco Rabanne smells like Salmoran to me for some strange reason. That's not strange at all. It's not a bad shout at all, that. I'm still wrapping my nose around it often. Lavender. Lane says, I really like the original Paco Rabanne and the way the version isn't that expensive, so I thought about picking it up and try it out. Yeah, it's not bad, Theo. It's not bad at all. Often Lick says it's incredible to me, mineralic and mysterious incense with rose and white florally musks. Kind of big cedar base and some pepper as well, the Passage d'Enfer. There's a Bois Farine is on British eBay if anyone in Britain's looking to buy it. Sorry, Mo. I know Mo's looking for it, but there's a sealed bottle on eBay up for auction. I bought that Oud Serge Lutens. It's better than the Night, honestly. Well, I mean, fuck me dead. That is a big price to pay for a fucking 50 mil. You know? Come on now. I ain't paying all that, Serge. You're a fucking rascal. See if I can get Pradeep to buy, see if I can get Pradeep to spray a fucking... Spray a card. Spray a card and send us it, you know? And did Tomby after that? Maybe it was Tomby he was talking about, I don't know. Passage d'Enfer is the incense for soap lovers like me. Incensi by Lorenzo Villaresi. That's a really soapy incense. Cudabo says, did you try the latest Serge Lutens, La Nuit Tombée? No, not yet. I haven't tried any Serge Lutens for fucking ages. Like, you just can't get them. You just can't get them anywhere. Like, they're a nightmare to get. They always were, man. They always were. As soon as he took them out of the shops, it's like, well, where am I supposed to get? Well, what am I supposed to do? I need to try on Jardin Sillanil. Still didn't. Crazy. Welcome, Deep Dab Wave. Please like the stream, friends. Please like the stream. The stream needs likes. I shall make Passage d'Enfer my scent of the evening. You should try it for the first time on camera. Get your first impressions down. Get that shit done. Oh, I'm on back. Ooh-ar. That's my scent of the day. Look out. Oof. And put you back there. Never seen a Roger in your rotation, and you never will, because if I wanted a Roger perfume, I would just buy the Girl On original that it was stolen from. Danielle Pareba says, ever try Kenzo Air? A fantastic vetiver and knees combo. Reminds me of Ouzo and Grease. Don't think so. Don't think I have tried it, Daniel. Rich, try Bulgari Pour On. I think you would like it. Excellent tea, quite complex. I think I have tried it. I tried their Tiger yesterday. It's a bit of a shit, I like. Just a bit meh. What's this? What the fuck is going on? Tiger spawned a whole range of copycats. That DNA ran its course. Yeah, then they've got the old Tiger X-ray, and it's like, no. As Galen would say, the 2 hour stream starts now. And as I would always say to Galen, get away from me, you little man. Anyway, I'm going to go now. Sorry, Meta King. Sorry, everyone. I have to go. It has been emotional. It has been fun. I have enjoyed it. Thank you all for getting in touch. Thank you for liking. Thank you to Delis and Fragrance Time for sending the super chats. And thank you for liking and commenting and keeping me company. And I will see you all again soon.